We're learning to play the Enchanted Garden from the Grade 1 Trinity syllabus. I'm going to break this down into some sections. So the first 8 bars very naturally belong together in this, and in fact they come again at the end of the piece. So the good news is if you can play the first 8 bars, you can play the last 8 bars, and then that only leaves the middle to tackle. So let's have a little look at this. It's a lovely sort of atmospheric piece. Andante means walking speed. It's about an enchanted garden, so it's going to be a bit magical, it's going to be very smooth. Anyway, let me just play you the first 8 bars. Right, so there's a few little challenges there. Let's tackle the right-hand part first of all, which is fairly straightforward. We've got, in the key signature, by the way, we're in D minor, and D minor is like F major. It has 1 flat in the key signature, which is B flat. Although you'll notice you've got some B naturals, so basically that's the B flat getting cancelled out to create an interesting sound, which is a bit outside the scale. Anyway, you've got your thumb on an A, and your forefinger will naturally be on the D. So that's your first bar. We're counting in 2s, so the crotchets is 1 beat, so it's going 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's the first 2 bars. So you've got A, D, A, D. Now, let's be really precise about this, because it would be easy just to go, which sounds fine, but look at your music. Can you see you've got 2 different phrases? So it's A, D, A, D. Now, I'm going to exaggerate that for a second. So that's not quite right, because I'm making the last note too short now. See what I mean? So I need to just be gentle with it. Okay, so nice and relaxed and flexible with your hands. So it's da-dum, da-dum. Then second finger on B natural. Can you see the natural sign? And these are quavers, so 2 to a B. 2, B, C, B, A, D. That's all one flowing thing. Now, it's hard to play smoothly when you're repeating notes. In fact, it's impossible. But you make it as smooth as you can. So watch, it isn't. It's a nice and. Can you see the difference between and, which is what you want? Yes, it is. So 2 bars there, all one phrase. So here's the first 4 bars again. A, D, A, D, B, B, C, B, A, D. And you do it again. Remember the break? So you play the first 2 phrases the same, very common in music to have repeated phrases. I'm going to go straight in and look at this left hand bit because it's not difficult. In the left hand, everything in the left hand is written in treble clef, which means it's a little bit like you're looking at things written out for the right hand, but playing them with the left, if that makes sense. So your higher note is G above middle C. And then down 1 to F. And then and can you see then there's a white note, a minim under it, which is a D, so you get. So basically what that means is the bottom note is held for the whole bar, but the top note walks down. Notice I kept the D on. So if I take the bottom away altogether, we're going to have then to E, and then back to F. So that's what the left hand's doing. G, F, G, F, G, E, G, F. Now, here's the challenge, placing a D under it. So when you play it, you'll want to do this and let go, yeah, but you want to go like that. Then the E. Okay, so I'm just going to keep playing that. So the important thing is that that D stays on. D, D, D. So in that one you'll end up with those 2 notes next to each other for a moment. Okay, so how will that work with the right hand? So you'll go thumb on A, 4th on D. So look, thumbs are next to each other. So you've got 1 and 4 up there, and you've got 1 and 4 down here. But it's not, it's, so you start with a chord there, the thumb there, so it goes, and then you go down a note here, leaving the bottom note, and that should go up to there. So you're going to go like this. So you should end up with 3 notes on. So you start with that, start with 3 notes on, 1 in the right hand, 2 in the left. Then you go up to the D, down to the F here. And all you do is release your hand and do it again. Release your hand and try the next bit, which is going to be 2 Bs. Now, can you see that left hand stayed on? And as you go to the C, now the left hand's different now, it's an E. And then it's the... Okay, so bar 3 and 4 again. Now I'm just going to take a little moment on this now. So hopefully we've got the basics here. There's one little thing here. If we can get this right, you will get more marks in the exam, okay? And it's a tricky little technique here. So in bars 3 and 4, the right hand does this. Notice this is all smooth. You don't release before the A. It's yada. So make that smooth as you can, and even the repeated notes. So not ba da 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 da. Let's do that a few times. Da 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 da. Remember, when you walk down to the thumb, you may, when you put the left hand in, want to release that note, but don't release it. Put your next note down and bring it out there so it's all smooth. Now the left hand was doing this. Thumb on G, 4 and D, so it's bars 3 and 4. Can you hear that 4th finger sitting under it? 1, 3, 1, 2. Now, this one, when you release here to restrike, you'll want to release your right hand, and you need not to. So I'll show you how that's going to work. So here's the first bar, sorry, bar 3 I should say, but the beginning of this bit. So you got, then a 3rd finger, down a note. Now here, release your left, leave that on. Show you again. So it all starts together. When you come to here, try and keep that right hand note on when you release your left hand. You may end up with this. See if you can see the difference. You notice there's a moment of silence there, but there shouldn't be. The right hand should stay on, yeah? So leave that right hand be on there. So here's the whole thing. This is what we should have. So it's MP, mezzo piano, andante walking speed. So feel like you're going for a walk. What's going for 1? Going for a walk. Not too fast, not too slow. So it's. I notice at the end is very slightly different because you don't do the D on it, do you? So at the end. So lots and lots of work on that. Surprisingly tricky, isn't it? Some bits of that are easy, but there's just a couple of little things that are really going to catch people out. So don't move on to the next section until you're really happy with that.